Hey there folks, if you're curious about the mysteries of the ancient world, don't forget to support us by subscribing, liking and commenting. Follow the channel to catch this and future journeys into history, alright? Ancient Egypt. Ancient Egyptian civilization lasted for more than 3,000 years, and at its peak became one of the most powerful and famous civilizations in history. At its height, the Egyptian empire stretched north to modern-day Syria and south to present-day Sudan. But long before it became an empire, Egypt was made up of small, independent city-states that thrived along the Nile River in North Africa. These city-states were divided into two regions, named according to the flow of the Nile: Upper Egypt in the south, which was upriver, and Lower Egypt in the north, which was downriver. Around 3100 BC, the two halves united, forming one Egyptian state that would last for thousands of years. Historians usually divide Egypt's history into three major periods of prosperity called the Old Kingdom, Middle Kingdom, and New Kingdom, with two in-between periods of instability known as the First and Second Intermediate periods. Over the centuries, Egypt was ruled by about 300 leaders, often called pharaohs. The word pharaoh, meaning great house in ancient Egyptian, wasn't actually their official title, but it became synonymous with the ruler, mainly because of its use in the Hebrew Bible. These rulers weren't always men, and they weren't always Egyptian, but they were seen as protectors of the people and as divine links between humans and the hundreds of gods the Egyptians worshipped. After death, the Egyptians believed their rulers became gods themselves, preparing for their journey to the afterlife. Pharaohs built elaborate tombs like the Great Pyramids of Giza and the underground tombs in the Valley of the Kings, filling them with treasures, food, drinks, and even pets they thought they'd need after death. Preparing for this journey also meant mummification, wrapping the body in hundreds of meters of linen so it could be reawakened in the next life. Monuments like the Great Pyramids stand as proof of how important religion was in Egyptian life. But they also show the Egyptians' incredible creativity and skill. They made huge advances in mathematics and written language, which helped their civilization thrive. Their system of measurement, called the cubit, allowed them to design massive structures like the Great Pyramid with astonishing precision. They also combined math with astronomy to tell time, creating the 24-hour day and the first known solar calendar, with 365 days in a year. The Egyptians even developed ways to measure and map land along the Nile, leading to the building of dams, canals and irrigation systems that boosted farming in the Nile Valley. When it came to writing, their oldest and most famous system was hieroglyphics, created around 3150 BC. With over 700 pictorial symbols, hieroglyphs were carved into monuments and pottery, mostly for decorative or ceremonial purposes. Later, they developed hieratic script, a faster, cursive form of writing used with ink for more practical purposes. This was often written on papyrus, a type of paper made from a plant that grew along the Nile, another Egyptian invention that allowed them to keep records and spread their culture for centuries. Like all great empires, ancient Egypt eventually came to an end. It was conquered multiple times, including by the Persian Empire in the 4th century BC and the Roman Empire around 30 BC. Few civilizations have lasted over 3,000 years, let alone contributed so much to culture, language, math, religion and politics. Ancient Egypt set a standard so high that every great civilization that followed has been compared to it. Finally, at the end of the video, I just want to say thank you for listening and encourage you to follow the channel and watch future videos.